All right, all right. Good morning, everyone. I'm Night Strike, and you're watching the early watch this morning. And we've got our host, Tony. What's going on, Tony?
Hey, how the hell did I get top billing?
Because I felt like it this morning.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that. Fuck Jimmy.
And then we got on time today. We got Jimmy. What's going on, Jimmy?
Ha ha ha, suckers, we got you again.
What?
What? I don't know.
Right,
I was having a different conversation.
All right.
Breaking news. Hold on.
Hey, who you calling a hoe?
Breaking news. There is breaking news right now of a school shooting in Maryland.
Oh, Christ.
Isn't Maryland rather gun restrictive?
Hang on, I'm going to be silent for a second while I listen.
Yeah, that could be bad because, all right, so let Tony listen here, but that could be bad. Even if they are pretty bad with guns, right? So they already have restrictions and they're going to say, we already have restrictions. We need more.
Yep. Remember the way of the liberal Democrat. Never let a tragedy go to waste. Always use your constituents as statistics.
Is that like Bushido or something like that? The Bushido bullshit. Oh,
Yes, it's the liberal art of the bullshito.
yeah, that's a good one. I think that somebody should make a meme about that and have like a fucking old like samurai caricature.
I'm going to be muting you guys for a few minutes, so if I don't respond to something, it's because I don't hear it.
Go for it.
No, that's fine. Hey, yeah, no, that's cool. Just pop back in with an update whenever.
I will.
So what's going on? Who we got out there in the chat today? We got we got Early Watch Michigan out there. We got Patriot in the Dark. We have 50 caliber Karmas out there. What's going on? We got Mike Ozzy Osbourne out there. Hello, Mike. John Brown Productions is out there. Anybody else? Nope. That's it. So thank you guys for joining in on the Early Watch this morning, guys. If you got any questions or comments, just leave them out there in the chat, and we'll try and get around to them. And if we don't, email us, and we'll try and get them on the next show. All right.
Hey, Night Strike, can I ask you a question? What do you do to your viewers that's so bad that they dislike the show before it even starts?
I always get dislikes. I think it's just the trolls trying to be funny.
Evidently, there was 2 students shot, and the shooter was shot by the resource officer. All of them are in critical condition.
Wait, so the one that was shot by the resource officer was the shooter then, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So what you're saying is no one has died as of yet?
Not yet.
But the resource officer was armed.
The resource officer was armed and did shoot the guy, so we can spin this into arms in school, minimizes risk.
Yeah.
Injury.
Yeah, because the people that are critically injured right now could have been, 10 dead or something.
I'm waiting to see if this motherfucker was carrying an AR or not.
It'll be a shockwave this time or something like that. He had a Remington TAC 14.
I don't give a shit what the fuck it is. If it looks like an assault rifle, it's going to be a problem. If it was a handgun, well, proof that fucking 21 law doesn't do any good because this motherfucker had one.
I went back into the comments because I saw that Patriot said that he didn't notice that Night Strike was talking to himself, and he was. Never mind. So yeah. Hopefully we get more updates on that and see what happens. That would be.
I don't
want to say that would be cool,
except for the shooter. I don't give a damn whether he makes a recovery or not.
Yeah, either way, I don't give a shit.
I mean, if you shoot someone with the intent to harm them, because you're completely batshit insane. I have no sympathy for you. No. Criminal intent, I have no sympathy for criminals.
On a little bit lighter note, I listened to the Gun Gals show, their latest one. I listened to that this morning, and I actually enjoyed it quite a bit. It was kind of interesting to me to listen to a group of women sit around talking about their reasons for and how they got into guns. Along with their thinking about kids and guns and stuff like that. People should check that out.
Yeah, it's really, really neat how they all get together like that. I do appreciate it. I don't know. Yeah, but it is very cool, though. Absolutely. It's not often you hear a bunch of girls getting together bullshitting about guns and stuff.
Yeah, it was an interesting take, and I also didn't know that 4-H was involved in shooting sports, and evidently they are, which news to me.
Oh yeah, yeah, shooting, archery, all that shit, ain't it?
Well, obviously, since I said I don't know, I don't know.
Well,
And
now
still
you
don't
know.
know.
Now you know.
So,
I think they're going to do sewing too. I should take a sewing class because I got a bunch of shit that I need I'd
that's
like
right,
to sew.
Jimmy. You sew and you like it.
No, seriously. Think about that shit. Yeah, no, and see, Tony can sew. Seriously, yeah, that's a skill that's like good to have. We all talk about like bug out and bullshit like that. Sewing.
Think about back in the days of this country being young and people out exploring the nation. Who the fuck you think sold their clothes? They didn't fucking go to a goddamn Walmart and buy clothes.
Yeah, back in them days, a real man sewed his own fucking sheep hide together and shit,
And sewed his own fucking arm back on and shit like that.
Yeah, seriously. And then that's another thing too. See, you learn how to sew, you can kind of learn how to stitch in a way, sort of. It's different, but it's similar.
It would work. If you had a gaping wound, you could just stitch her shut, and you could use a loop stitch on that.
Yeah, see?
The important part is to sew the thing back together. The actual stitch you use isn't quite so critical.
Yeah.
Who the hell was that mountain man that had that? Jedediah Smith, man. They sewed his fucking scalp back on.
Did he live long?
Yeah. Well, yeah, he had a long life after that of being a mountain man. He got attacked by a bear. I think that's what that DiCaprio movie was about him.
There was something about that. Oh, the motherfucker used gunpowder to cauterize his fucking neck wound and shit.
It works. It is not pretty, nor is it easy, but it will work and keep you alive.
That's an old one, man. That was 2 Mules for Sister Sarah old.
Wow.
Well, that's what they did in that.
Yeah. And Squib's out there. What's going on, Squib? Rob D is out there as well, and so is Sean Ponery.
Hey, Sean, what are you doing down in Texas? I see there's lots of bombs going off.
Well,
that's fucking crazy.
Where in Austin?
He's trying not to get one on his porch. That's what it is. Well,
now they're blowing up FedEx places.
Squib, people have to die for it to be a mass murder. Right now, it's just a mass shooting.
No, it's not mass yet because it's only
Not even
two.
mass shooting. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right. Now it's just the shooting.
And think about it like this: a guy with a fucking gun in the fucking school is the one that fucking stopped it.
Yep. Before it became a mass shooting.
Roll call 219 is out there. What's going on, roll call?
Which we don't know we don't know the guy's fucking what kind of gun the guy had or whatever, but it more than likely could have been a lot worse.
Well, I don't think you'll see it on mass media unless it was some sort of assault style weapon.
I'm telling you, next thing I'm telling you, they have that shit in the bag. They almost have pretty much anything semi-auto in the fucking bag. They're moving on. I'm gonna almost guarantee they're gonna start moving on here pretty soon.
Well, the thing is, if this guy used a handgun, then that just blows their argument for raising the limit to buy a assault style weapon to 21 out of the fucking water, because you already got to be 21 to get a handgun to buy one.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It seems like the answer is always more fucking legislation, more legislation, more legislation. So I feel like they're just gonna add more legislation on top of the legislation they already got fucking legislating, waiting to legislate.
Who knows?
They will until they ban guns completely.
Well, look at fucking Florida. Let's segue into that shit real quick here. So I don't know. You guys couldn't look it up. I know you couldn't look it up. It's all good. Let me see here. I want to see.
Did you see the thing I sent you from Florida, Kerry?
Does that have information on the guy or no?
No, it was they're trying to combat something else that's trying to go through.
All right, well, let me go over this and then I'll get into that in a second. But this guy was like he was 50. He was the first one so far to get his guns fucking confiscated. If they're making a death threat, intends for the victim for fear of her safety, specifically fearful of death or bodily harm, it is considered a credible threat under the law, which changes the crime from stalking to a first-degree misdemeanor to aggravated stalking, felony of the third degree. Cruz was reported at least 4 times. That's the guy, the 56-year-old guy that they took guns from, for this very crime before he bought his AR-15, and police did nothing.
No.
Let's see here. Citing that this guy had as the reason for advocating the removal, blah, 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 blah. Now they're talking about the shooter, the kid. Yeah, I don't care. I'm trying to see what happened to this fucking old man because it was fucked up. Okay, so 56-year-old man taking his guns with no due process. They'd be
Florida.
Holy shit. I don't know what Baker acted it means. It says, although the 56-year-old man was subsequently Baker acted, his guns were taken before this happened. I don't know, but they're out there taking motherfuckers shit now. The whole red flag thing and all that, they're out there taking people's shit now. So anybody that was okay with Florida doing this new bullshit that they're doing.
The Baker Act is the Mental Health Act.
Okay, there you go.
So he was committed because he was a little crazy.
Okay. I hear you. So, but still, nonetheless, they're taking people's guns.
Yeah. We're not taking everyone's guns just yet, but they're taking people who get crazy's guns.
Well, it's the same thing as, remember us crying about the fucking no fly, no buy a while back?
I do.
How anybody can get on it and nobody can get off of it type of shit. I feel like this is going to be the same kind of thing.
I wouldn't tread on this too much if this motherfucker had been called into the cops 4 times with credible death threats.
Yeah, but you know how these motherfuckers work though, Tone. You've been watching it happen for years now. They're gonna dip their toe in the pool. The first guy's gonna have a reason for it, for an acceptable reason to snatch away this guy's rights, right? And then everybody's gonna be like, okay, that makes sense. He had problems. That's acceptable. And then the next one is going to be a little bit less acceptable and a little bit less acceptable. And then all of a sudden they're taking it from fucking, Joe Public. And everybody's on the fucking list now. Because the first couple of few times was acceptable.
Yeah, Jimmy, that email I sent you, apparently yeah. You might want to check that email.
All right, hold on. I'm looking at it right now. So this is urgent action for Florida carry. Date March 19th. Alert anti-gun CRC members want gun bans in the Florida Constitution. Action needed now. Some of the members of the Florida Constitution Revision Commission, CRC, are very anti-gun, and they are proposing and pushing gun ban and gun control amendments to put in the Florida Constitution. Commissioners will be voting on these amendments soon. Links to these amendments are listed in the bottom. Among these amendments are 1, an assault weapons ban which bans the distribution, sale, transfer, and possession of so-called assault weapons and any detachable magazine that has a capacity of more than 9 rounds. Makes possessions illegal with no compensation provided for those already possessed that must be surrendered. Number 2, ban on any semi-auto rifle that is able to accept a detachable magazine or has a fixed magazine capable of holding more than 10 rounds. That means almost all semi-auto rifles. Number 3, a ban on the sale and transfer of assault weapons and defines transfer as the conveyance from a person or entity to another person or entity without any conveyance of money or other valuable consideration. Note, to convey between persons without compensation would mean the simple act of handing the firearm to another person while hunting on the range or anywhere for that matter. 4, a 10-day waiting period, excluding weekends and legal holidays on all firearms to facilitate a background check. 5, a ban on the purchase of a firearm by a person under 21 years of age. And 6, a ban on the sale, transfer, and possession of bump stocks and other devices, tools, kits, etc., fucking as general as shit. So please email CRC commissioners and tell them to oppose gun control amendments. Please do it now. They could be voting on these amendments any time, which means fucking midnight sometime when nobody's looking. So
that's why I wanted you to go over that, Jimmy, because that's kind of dire.
That's fucking horrible. And that could be setting a precedence. I mean, look at it. We are like, oh yeah, California is crazy. Nobody's gonna do what California does. Florida's there. Who's gonna be next? Maryland?
That's Celeb's anti-gun wish list right there.
So what? They're already doing a lot of fucking foul shit in Florida that is unconstitutional. Other states too. I mean, fuck the whole raising the 21 thing. Yeah, I do not agree with that at all. But that's like the least of them. They're fucking taking people's guns. They're going to people's fucking houses. We fantasized about this shit in hypothetical situations, but a couple months ago, they're doing it now.
This has been going on in other places too. This is not.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
Happened.
Well, yeah. I mean, New Orleans, right? Katrina.
Oregon and Washington. It happens.
Yeah, well, that's what I heard too. In Washington State. Washington State now. Yep, they're doing the same shit.
No way on earth should they be allowed to take a motherfucker's guns without a court order. Period.
Right.
Well, there was a guy. The motherfucker was an old man. The motherfucker had his shit for how fucking long?
That motherfucker is. He ain't old. Frick.
Whatever. The motherfucker was a matured fucking human being.
Better
That
not
had
come
his-
to fucking Oklahoma. I'm going to beat your goddamn ass. Show you, old man.
He had his shit for decades, probably. You know, at least some of his shits he probably had for some time and didn't do nothing with them. They were just sitting there collecting dust. Now all of a sudden this shit happens, a law passes, and they go banging on motherfuckers' doors.
Wait a minute. Now you're glossing over the fact that this motherfucker had 4 times at least made credible death threats to people or persons.
So what? Can you count on your hands and feet fucking how many times you said I'm gonna kill that motherfucker? You know what I mean? Shut up, motherfucker.
Those
I'll kill
aren't
you,
credible death threats.
We got a couple comments out there. Dead Horse
Go ahead.
being funny. If we had banned high capacity nail boxes, the bomber in Texas wouldn't have hurt anyone. Okay, well, I don't know how that pertains to the conversation.
That isn't true either, because he set one alongside the fucking street with a tripwire, and he sent one through FedEx and it blowed up there. So,
Urban
plus he's
Wolf
dropping them at people's porches. He ain't using fucking mailboxes.
Urban Wolf Hunter is out there saying the way that it is set up right now, I'd no longer be able to carry with my Georgia CCW. And if that's in the state of Florida, then yeah, I understand.
What I'm getting at with the deal in Florida and this particular guy, he's not a guy that's really defensible. Even though the way they did it is wrong, it's hard for us to hold this guy up as an example and have it come out looking credible.
No,
Dead
I
Horse
hear
is
you.
saying nail boxes, not mailboxes. Boxes of nails.
No, I hear you, but I hear you, but if this fucking dude, if I don't know, like I said, man, this is just the beginning. They're gonna say something that's okay, it's acceptable, and they're just gonna move on from there, and it's gonna get worse. That's what I'm saying. One infringement is not acceptable. You give them a fucking inch, and they're gonna take fucking 100 yards. They'll take fucking 6 miles. They'll take whatever the fuck they can get.
No, you give them an inch, they'll take 100 miles. That's the saying.
No, I'm saying from
I
100
agree
yards
with all
to 6
that.
miles, whatever they can get, they'll get.
I agree, and I agree this dude's rights have been violated, and we should oppose that. But we cannot hold this dude up as an example.
No, he's not an example for anything.
Well, I'm not wanting the guy to go into people's houses and teach their fucking kids. I'm wanting to fucking like shine a light that it's starting.
We know, Jimmy. We know.
There's other shit that's happening in fucking, you know what I mean, Washington State and all this other shit. Yeah, my bad. I had to fucking hands free and shit.
I mean, I don't give a fuck how crazy you are. You're entitled to due process of law until you're locked away, and then I'm assuming that you're still entitled to all rights, human rights anyway.
Right.
But until he's judged as mentally defective or deficient or whatever the hell they call it, he is within full possession of all of his rights.
All right, Jimmy, I'm going to get some more coffee, so I'm handing the reins over to you. Keep going.
Sweet. I've been waiting all day for this. So Patriot sent me an email. Here it goes right here. This was to add on to some shit we were doing, I believe, yesterday, maybe. Just to add, the devil's advocate would argue that a person pointing a gun at you is a direct threat to your life, and deadly force is justified in response, even if the person pointing at you is 8 or 9 years old. The devil's advocate would, with a gun being pointed at them, does not care if the 8 or 9-year-old is pointing the gun, has had a bad childhood and learned their behavior from watching their father abuse their mother, that they are, quote, too young to understand, or that their brain is not fully developed. The threat of deadly force is properly and justifiably legally allowed to be met with deadly force. 8 or 9-year-olds are just as capable of killing you as an 18 or 19-year-old, or for that matter, an 88 or 89-year-old, like Tony.
Seems how
But
I cut out for the whole first part of that. What
where'd you
is-
catch it? This was, remember we were talking about yesterday, that little fucking, the 8-year-old kid killed another kid or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was saying that the first part of it was devil's advocate would argue that a person pointing a gun at you is a direct threat to your life, and deadly force is justified in response, even if the person pointing a gun at you is 8 or 9 years old. The devil's advocate with a gun being pointed at them does not care if the 8 or 9-year-old pointing the gun has had a bad childhood, learned their behavior from watching their father abuse their mother, that they are, quote, too young to understand, unquote, or that their brain is not fully developed. The threat of deadly force is properly and justifiably legally allowed to be met with deadly force. 8 or 9-year-olds are just as capable of killing you as 18 or 19-year-olds or 88 or 89-year-olds.
I would hate to be before a jury with that one hanging over me.
Yeah, no shit. That would be horrible. I don't even know, even if you were justified, I don't know if you would get off.
I don't think so. I don't think you're going to find 12 people that won't put you in the fucking gas chamber.
Oh yeah, no shit. Fucking fry you for sure. Yeah, yeah. You know what? If an 8 if an 8 or 9-year-old draws down on me, and it's my time to go, man. I think, I don't know. You know, at that point, I'm gonna just be like, well,
They better do it before I get a hold of them and beat their fucking ass.
yeah. And you think too, an 8 or 9-year-old is probably just gonna be, you know, probably more than likely something survivable. That if they even hit you, you know, you probably run up to it before it even pulls the trigger.
Well, all handgun wounds are possibly survivable. I mean, look at Gifford. She took one to the head and survived.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. But yeah, I that motherfucker, the little 8 or 9-year-old, needs to, you know, worry about me punting his ass across the room. You know, you know, fuck that fucking shit. Running at his ass and beating his ass, and then
I can assure you that a young kid coming at me with a gun, me going for my gun is going to be the last thought that comes to mind behind a long list of other things that I would do first.
oh yeah, I'm gonna beat that little kid's ass and then find out where he got that gun and then beat said adult's ass and then call it a day. Maybe a stern talking to if they're much bigger than me. Hey, stop that. But you get my drift.
I would not want to go in front of a jury having shot a kid, even if the kid was pointing the gun at you and actually shot you.
If the kid dumped a magazine on you and you shot it once, I think that you would probably still get some kind of a charge for sure. Just on the fact that it's a fucking kid.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to find a sympathetic jury in this country, planet Earth, in this fucking universe to that one.
Oh, he was holding the gun at him. Oh yeah, I would have smeared him across the fucking wall too. Not one. Even if they wouldn't say it, and they wouldn't agree with it. But here's some happier news though from Patriot. This is Texas. You're gonna love this shotgun story. Well, I'm not from Texas, but I do love shotguns. An as yet untamed Texan and his girlfriend are visiting Oakland, California. It's 1:33 a.m. Saturday on the Skyline Boulevard and half a mile north of Joaquin Miller Road. And then there's a map. Got the picture? There's a couple going for a drive on a twisting mountain road. and they see a man waving them down and in a crashed BMW behind him. The Texan man leaves his girlfriend in the car to go help. Little did our Texan couple know, the Newark, California man flagging them down had stolen the BMW a couple of days previous. Now's the time to point out that neither tourist was carrying, nor could they have done so legally, even if they had a Texas license to carry. Unlike the vast majority of the country, California doesn't recognize the Texas LTC, or for that matter, pretty much any other state's CHL, from what I understand. The Newark man pulled a shotgun and pointed it at the victim in an attempt to rob him of his valuables and car, authorities said. Police said the suspect briefly turned away and pointed the shotgun at the Texas woman still in the car, demanding her cell phone and other property. That's when her boyfriend got into the struggle with the suspect. At one point, the shotgun went off, but no one was injured by the blast. Both men fell to the ground, where the intended victim pulled a pocket knife and stabbed the suspect several times, ending the struggle, police said. According to the police audio recordings, the man was stabbed at least 7 times, with one officer saying suffered arterial bleeding. While his girlfriend called 911, the Texas man provided the suspect some first aid until police and paramedics arrived. The suspect is expected to recover and face criminal charges. The Texas man was treated for minor injuries, including a knife cut on his hands. Gotta be careful with that AIDS, man. Result and a half. Not only did the Texans stop to help someone at 0:30, he took the bad guy's shotgun out of play, stabbed the thug into submission, and then gave the perp first aid that stopped the arterial bleeding. That's one hell of a man. Oh, and you know all those posts where I said, why bother carrying a knife for self-defense? Never mind. Seriously, I mean, I don't know. I don't carry on some shit like I'm going to get into a fucking battle or anything like that, but it's, you know, my backup, man. What if there's a reason that I can't get to my gun? And then there's another reason that I can't get to my backup. You know, my knife is going to be available in a different spot somewhere. And usually people make fun of me for carrying, you know, 4 or 5 knives, but that's why. You what?
What if the world blows up tomorrow?
Yeah, exactly.
Then all this shit was for naught.
Yeah, but you know, there's some things that you just can't prepare for, and still
exactly.
there is, you can.
That's the fucking point.
You can still prepare for that. Underground bunker. I mean, you're taking your chances that the whole entire world blows up as an entirety and you're gone. But you know,
the point is there's some things you just can't fucking prepare for. You know, there's a limit to the amount of shit you can fucking carry, for one thing. Now, I'm not advocating not carrying a knife or carrying a knife. I don't give a shit one way or another. I carry one.
Yeah.
And if you carry a knife, keep a motherfucker really sharp, so it cuts the whatever you need to cut with least amount of effort. But you know, what if this fails and the backup to the backup to the backup fails? Well, fuck, you're meant to be fucking dead then.
Yeah.
You know, if all your backups fail, God's telling you it's your fucking time. Check the fuck out.
I don't know.
Most likely we'll want your dumb ass gone anyway.
Yeah. Well, hey, thanks for the favor, pal.
Now that's kind of impressive. I mean, evidently the stars aligned right with that bad guy being a dumbass.
Well, yeah, that I'm sure that had a little bit to do with it, but I mean, I'm not going to take away from the guy. It was very ballsy, very courageous for sure.
I mean, think about it. If you're willing to use a gun in the commission of a crime, you might as well shoot the fucking people and be done with it.
Well, seriously, because I mean, like, I think I know that a crime committed with a gun, like armed robbery versus robbery, armed burglary, you know, that kind of shit. I know that ain't that like an extra fucking 20 years or something like that. So yeah,
I don't think. I think misdemeanor in California.
yeah. Well, if you're a dreamer, if you're a dreamer, it's only a misdemeanor. See, they made it rhyme too, so it works.
Awesome.
So wait, if you're a dreamer, you're freer. You just go. You're free. All right, here's another one. This one grinded my gears. So this was another one from Patriot, and it's about a fucking leftist, anti civil rights teacher. So he prefixed it with this though. This was the one in Mississippi. A girl has died after her brother allegedly shot her in the head because she wouldn't hand over the controller of a video game. Their news reported Sunday that the Monroe County Sheriff Cecil Cantrell says the girl is dead. Cantrell told the local news outlets that the 9-year-old boy shot his 13-year-old sister in the back of the head. She was rushed to the hospital and did not survive. And then we're going into the teacher thing. So when I began teaching, I taught second grade. Pokemon cards were popular. Then the children often brought them to school to trade recess. One day, a boy kept playing with his cards during class time. After 2 warnings, I told him that I was going to hold his Pokemon cards until the end of the day. His response, "I don't care. I have a gun and I'll shoot you." He calmly pulled out a gun out of his desk and pointed it at me. I've tried to imagine what might have happened. Now, here we go. I have tried to imagine what might have happened in this scenario under President Donald Trump's Arm the Teachers proposal. I can spin out 2 possibilities in the first. I'd be one of the 20% of teachers who would be trained and armed. And this was, I should have read this email first before I read the last one. I would pull out my previously concealed weapon and aim at the child. In the tension of the moment, I would perhaps shoot him. Alternatively, another adult in my school would be armed. I would send up an alert, and a grown-up with a gun would enter my classroom within moments. He or she would still see a young Hispanic child, I don't know what that has to do, pointing a gun at a white female teacher with a room full of terrified, cowering children. The student holding the gun would perhaps be shot. Let's say in either of these scenarios, this young boy escapes with his life. In both, I would have lost the trust of my students. I would have become another source of fear. What happened? What happened instead is something that could only have happened 18 years ago. It was the post-Columbine era, certainly, but it was a world before school shootings felt commonplace, this motherfucker
Bullshit.
said. Yeah. I walked up to the student, a boy I liked, who often wore an impish grin along with his press school uniform, whose hair was always gelled carefully, who had a sweet sense of humor, put one hand on his face to distract him and said, "Oh, you don't want to do that, sweetie." With my other hand, I reached out and took the gun. Where is this going? And with the other hand, I reached out and took the gun barrel and placed it next to my heaping bosom. And you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck?
I can't stomach the rest of this.
I called the office. Help came. I found out 3 things later. The gun belonged to his dad. It was not loaded. And he learned his behavior by watching his dad threaten his mom. The next generation. Now, I teach teachers, that is college undergrads planning a career in education. Each semester, it seems there has been a school shooting, and I tell them this story. I also tell them that I have to talk to elementary school classes as well as my own young children about school shootings. I give them guidelines for those discussions. They make notes. I've become very good at having the conversation with my college students. And it is my least favorite skill. My students, hold on. Yeah. Dang it, where's the thing at? I just lost it now. Well, you guys get the picture though, right?
Yeah, this is one that shouldn't be allowed to teach people. Pretty good fiction writer, though.
Hang on a second. Yeah, right. So the next generations, give them guidelines for discussions. They take notes. My students are hopeful and brave and funny and smart and caring, eager to be the best teachers they can be. These young men and women will have students coming to them hungry, homeless, and abused. They will have students who have parents divorcing, who are adjusting to new siblings, and who experience blessings and disasters, illness, and bullying. These young teachers will also have, of course, to help 25 students each year learn to read, blah, 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 blah. I encourage my students to debate, to learn, to engage whatever strategies work so that each child in their care knows that he or she is valued and that he or she is safe. I will never, ever advocate that my students arm themselves and obviously she's talking about as teachers. Teachers are not soldiers or police officers. Schools are not battlegrounds. The tools I give my students will not solve all their problems.
Wait a minute. What
But
the
they're a
fuck you
start.
call it if fucking school shootings happen every fucking minute of the day?
Yeah, according to her, though.
Either a problem or it's not. Which one is it?
Yeah. Well, in the first part of the article, it's a problem. The second part of the article, it doesn't fit in the narrative, so it's not that
What
much of a
fucking
problem.
teachers are normal U.S. citizen human beings that have the right to defend themselves until they go to school. That's fucking wrong.
Yeah, and I mean, like, seriously, like, no offense or anything like that. I mean, teachers are great. There's good teachers out there that do stuff, you know, but there ain't nothing special about them, you know. As opposed to everybody else, you know. Motherfuckers ain't made of gold or something like that. They're regular people.
Well, my point is that they're citizens of this country, and you have the right to defend yourself.
Well, yeah, exactly. Just because you decide to become a teacher in your profession doesn't mean that you're fucking, you know, made of china. Like, you're fragile and shit. You're a regular person, just like everybody else.
Well, I can tell you, whoever wrote that whole thing strikes me as a fiction writer. That sounds like shit to me.
Whoever strikes me there, whoever wrote this strikes me as a fucking CIA agent, not a fucking teacher. I mean, I'm sure, I know there's teachers out there
But
that do
not
things
strike
like this.
with Y, just for reference.
CYA?
I don't know.
Well, that's a different acronym altogether. So,
Walked up and grabbed the gun barrel and put it against your bosom. Fuck that.
my heaping bosom.
Fucking bitch probably cowering behind her desk, crying and pissing herself.
Oh shit.
What we're fucking raising here is a fucking generation of cowards.
Yeah. Oh, seriously. Yeah. That's what this generation is becoming. They're afraid of confrontation. They're afraid of fucking everything. Everything. If there's something to be afraid of, these young motherfuckers are afraid of it. Mic drop.
All right, so what do we talk about next?
Life. How's it going? Fact checkers. Hold on. Fact checker Snopes.com. Big mistakes. Check this out. You guys, get this. It's gonna come quick.
Uh-oh.
Fact checker Snopes.com. Big mistakes in comparing mass public shootings between the US and Europe. Snopes.com recently fact-checked a post that we first put up in 2015, updated 2016. This became an issue for them because a story of Fox News special report that had run a couple of years ago was getting circulated on Facebook after the Florida high school shooting. They wrote, quote, "Our conclusion is that this is accurate based on the CPRC's, definition of mass shooting, but also extremely misleading. It uses inappropriate statistical methods to obscure the reality that mass shootings are very rare in most countries, so that when they do happen, they have an outsized statistical effect. They made two general points questioning our definition of mass public shootings, and that we obscure how rare these attacks are in Europe, in European countries. Excuse me. Definition of mass public shooting. We use the traditional FBI definition of mass public shooting in all our posts on this, e.g., here, here, and here. So they hyperlinked it. There are several parts to this definition. One, the official FBI definition of mass public shootings excludes shootings that resulted from gang or drug violence, or that occurred in the commission of another crime, such as robbery. The FBI also includes only shootings in public places, such as commercial areas, malls, stores, and other businesses, schools and colleges, open spaces, government properties, including military bases and civilian offices, houses of worship, and healthcare facilities. 3, from the 80s to 2013, the original FBI definition of mass killings had been 4 or more victims slain in one event in one location, and the offender is not included in the victim count. And that was from CRS July 30th, 2015. In 2013, the definition was changed to 3 or more killings. Vast majority of academics have continued to use the 4 or more definition. This includes researchers such as James Allen Fox. See also studies 3 years ago, such as Grant Dew, Tom whatever, whoever, and all these other son of a bitches. My question is, I got a break here for 1 second. Went from 4 or more killings to be considered a public shooting, right? To 3 or more killings.
Right.
And then
make the number go up.
Right, but still though, some people still only look at 4 and some people look at 3. So how are we to ever fucking know what's accurate or whatnot?
The antis will tout 3. That's how they get so many mass shootings.
Yeah, but nonetheless is that they can't even fucking decipher a definition. You know, like they can't even figure out what they want their definition to be. So
Who was president when the FBI changed their meaning?
well, in the 80s. So 1 of 2 people. No, 3. No, 2. All right, so let's see here. See also studies years ago, such as, oh yeah, I just read all that. The impact of the right to carry concealed firearm laws on mass public shootings, homicide studies, November 1st, 2002. Those are other studies and shit. Even groups such as Bloomberg's Everytown, which Snopes cites approvingly, have recently used the 4 or more definition. The other organizations that Snopes cites approvingly, Mother Jones, also has used the 4 or more definition for most of the period and has only recently, well after we did this report, started using the 3 or more definition. The claim that the CPRC study obscures the reality that mass shootings are very rare in most countries. Snopes claims, the first thing to note about the ranking is that Lott has compared the mass shooting death, they're talking about John Lott, has compared the mass shooting death rate in the United States with that of other countries where there was a mass shooting between 2009 and 2015. This might seem obvious, but it's important to point out that very many countries did not see a single mass shooting as defined by Lott during this period. The second striking thing about the list of mass shootings in Europe is that it is dominated by outliers, where the United States saw at least 12 mass shooting deaths every year between 2009 and 2015. Some of the other countries on Lott's list experienced 1 or 2 rare but very high casualty shootings. When you average out the death rates, this creates a highly misleading impression about the consistency and lethality of mass shootings outside the United States. Looking at individual, oh, go ahead.
They cannot use that as a fair fucking comparison because we're the only country in the world where you have a right to own a firearm.
Well, did you hear that? That last part is kind of interesting to me, and that's why that's why I'm going to keep going. But this last part was interesting. See, so the United States saw at least 12 mass shooting deaths every year between 2009 and 2015, right? And then the other countries in the list experienced They would have one or two rare shootings, but their casualty rates were way higher than the U.S. And that's because nobody was there to fucking stop it. What's the Bobby gonna do? Ask politely?
In order to make a fair comparison, they need to change it from mass shootings to mass killings, mass murder.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but see, and that's the thing though, is that they want to separate them. They don't give a fuck about the deaths. They give a fuck about what caused the deaths, and can we use that to strip it from the people?
That's what I'm getting at. We need to fight this by saying, it's not a fair comparison in a country that doesn't allow its citizens to have guns. Of course, they're going to have less gun incidents because nobody's got fucking guns.
Okay, so they're kind of getting into that. They're saying here, looking at the individual countries in Europe is a lot like examining individual states in the United States. Snopes.com thinks one should look at the median yearly rate the mass public shootings occur. If you want to compare median yearly rates that there are deaths in different countries in Europe, why not compare individual countries in Europe to individual states in the U.S.? The countries in Europe that had a mass public shooting had an average population of 23.5 million. The total U.S. was 323.3 million. Yeah, a little bit of a difference there. By almost 300 million. So we can break down, hold on, car. We can break down the U.S. into individual states just as Europe is broken down into individual countries. Snopes makes much of the fact that while Europe as a whole has mass public shootings every year, most European countries didn't. Indeed, 11 of the 15 European countries shown only 1 year from 2009 to 2015 where they had a mass public shooting. If you include Russia, it would be 11 out of the 16 countries. But the same pattern holds true for the U.S. states, where 14 of 18 states that had mass public shootings experienced only 1 year with such deaths from 2009 to 2015. To put it differently, 73% of European countries had deaths from mass public shootings in only 1 year, 69% including the European part of Russia. By contrast, 78% of the United States with a mass public shooting had deaths in only 1 year. While it's true that all European countries have a median mass public shooting death toll of 0, it is also 0 for all but one of the 50 U.S. states, California. Looking at average deaths among the states of European countries, we find that 6 of the 10 worst are European countries. Let's see here. Mass public shootings 2009 to 2015. And then it's a chart. And I can't screen share. It's just pretty much a chart saying all the words that I just said. Snopes.com makes it look like our analysis only compared to the U.S. to individual countries in Europe. They completely ignore that we also compared the U.S. to the EU and Europe as a whole. 4 of these 7 years, the total numbers of deaths from mass public shootings is greater in these European countries than in the U.S. If one compares the yearly median for Europe to the yearly median for the U.S., they're virtually the same. With or without France, the median for Europe is 19. For the U.S., it is 18. Take Snopes.com comments on our ranking of Norway. The example of Norway gives a good illustration of just how absurd this use of statistics is. In 2009 and 2010, according to LOTS data, there were 0 mass shooting deaths in Norway. In 2011, far-right extremist Anders Breivik killed 8 people in a series of bombings in Oslo, then shot dead 69 more in a massacre at Labour Party summer camp on Utøya Island. In 2012, 13, 14, and 15, there was not a single death from a mass shooting in Norway. If we compare the number of mass shootings, deaths each year to the population of Norway each year using the same method we did for the United States, we get an average annual death rate of 2 per million. more than 20 times higher than the rate in the United States, 0.09 per million, even though we know there were 0 mass shooting deaths in 6 out of those 7 years in Norway. If this strikes you as ridiculous, you're onto something. Norway has a population of about 5 million people. 7 states in the U.S. have populations between 4.4 million, Kentucky, and 5.7 million, Wisconsin. And other states are Louisiana, 4.7 million, Alabama, 4.9 billion, South Carolina, 4.9 million, Colorado, 5.5 million, and Minnesota, 5.5 million. 3 of those states had no mass public shootings. The other 4 each had 1 mass public shooting, just like Norway. The big difference is that those 7 states had a total of 33 deaths from mass public shootings, while Norway had 69. Even if you look at the mass public shootings in all 10 states between 4 and 7 million, the total numbers of death from a mass public shooting is 48, with a total population of 78.5 million. Their total population is 15.5 times greater than Norway's. Does Snopes.com really want to argue that Norway should only be compared to the U.S. as a whole? So that's how they're doing it. They'll pick out a country and compare it to the U.S. and fudge their numbers.
It's never going to be a fair comparison because of their gun restrictions. So they would have to go mass murders, not mass shootings.
Right. No, right. I hear you. But that in that same token, though, they're also, because what the point of this article was is to say, you know, haha, dumbass, you tried to fact check and found out that you're wrong. And that, I don't know, like I'm saying, anybody that tries to compare the U.S. to European countries, it's ridiculous.
That's what I'm getting at. You can't compare the U.S. to any other country because of our right to own guns.
Yeah, and then when you do, you take one country and you take their fucking mass shooting, like they were just saying, it's gonna blow the fucking casualty out of the water of the one mass shooting that happened, here in whatever state they're trying to bitch about.
I don't know. I really oppose all this data analytics shit because it can be fudged either way.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm not arguing that.
They aren't being honest with the situation when they compare shootings because we're the only country in the world that has the Second Amendment.
Yeah.
It's just, if you have more people, there's going to be more problems with these people. If you have more people with guns, then there's going to be more problems with guns. That's just basic fucking arithmetic there.
Sorry, I muted the call, so when I went back to go look at other shit, I wasn't vibrating. Yeah, man. So now that brings back, though, that other email that I read out of order when we were talking about that the teacher thing, right? That whole bullshit teacher story that she was saying about how she had a kid fucking plop a gun down on his desk and say, "Go ahead, take my Nintendo DS," or whatever the fuck.
Pokemon cards.
Yeah, whatever the fuck. Go ahead and make my day, broad, or whatever the fuck. So I guess that's what the first email that I read was talking about, obviously, when it was saying, to play the devil's advocate and an 8-year-old, 9-year-old kid draws down on you and shit, that kind of shit. So now let's do that in that scenario. Somebody's a teacher, and then a kid fucking says "fuck you" and pulls out his gat from under his desk and shit, and
and of course he's learned that from seeing his dad do it to his mom all the time.
Yeah, I like that. That was clever.
I mean, now I grew up in a household where my stepdad beat the shit out of my mom every time he got drunk. And he even went so far as to shoot a bunch of bullet holes in the back door. And all that really ever taught me was that getting drunk was fucking stupid.
Yeah. So you gotta get drunk with me. I'm a fun drunk.
Yeah, I was never one to get angry or mean when I was drunk. I wasn't one to fight, shit like that.
Hell, shit, I get drunk so I'm not angry all the fucking time.
No, Jimmy, you're an angry drunk. We've heard you before on your rants. You're an angry drunk.
Yeah. I am. That's when I'm not drunk, maybe. I don't know.
He's thrown bottles on the ground. He's been, saying incoherent things and, racking that AK. Watch it. He's dangerous.
There was. I forgot what the fuck we were talking about, man. But there was a chat where I slammed everything off of my desk and shit. I forgot what the fuck we were talking about. I did it on air and I had to mute. Everybody was quiet and shit.
That's why I said that. I was there.
Yeah, I forgot what the hell we were talking about. But yeah, that was a good one.
Was it me pissing you off for some reason?
No. It was I was reading a news article and I just got mad.
Yeah.
I black out when I get mad. I don't remember what I fucking get mad about.
You wouldn't like him when he's angry. He's like the Hulk. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, except I turn pink.
Yeah, Jimmy Smash.
The Red Hulk. So where do we go from here? I'm out of shit. Wait, what? My bad.
Your lady around, or she left yet?
No, she's gone.
Damn, I was gonna have her come in and smack you.
Well, I don't think you want to do that on air, Tony, because he might like that. At that point, that's no longer a punishment.
Pull the barrel closer to her heaping breasts. Oh my god!
Wow. All right,
Did that not sound like cheap Harlequin?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was like a fucking. It was like a romance novel and shit.
Maybe from the 1920s.
An anti-gun romance. That's what we need. We need somebody to make a fucking fuck the whole shit hits the fan story time. We need a gun romance novel.
That sounded like one of those adult books from the 1890s, where everything was written down.
Yeah, with Fabio on every cover and shit. Yeah,
yeah.
That's a romance novel. They don't call it book porn,
No.
romance
Back in the day,
novel.
Before they could take pictures,
Yeah.
And I love Colt because he come with a 9.5-inch barrel.
Yeah, right. Smith and Wesson always showing off. Let's see here. Yeah, somebody do that. Yeah. Period.
If one of the gun gals, chat gals is in here, have her do it. Don't let one of these stupid fucking guys do it.
Yeah, guys can't write romance novels good.
Yeah.
And if they do, they plagiarize it off of a broad somehow.
Well, they'll write fucking.
For you, Jimmy.
Hit me. You got to be quick about it. Quick.
Did you hear that?
Quick to tip.
Yeah, there you go.
Quick. Tennessee man charged for lying. No, I don't want to be updated.
Good.
He's charged for
Yeah.
lying
Fucking
on
time.
a gun background check form. So he lied on his 4473. Oh noes.
Oh my God! Is there any way you could show a picture of this fucking guy? Can you screen share
Yes,
just for like
yes.
2 seconds?
I
so
will.
can
I
see?
will. Just because. Yeah. There we go.
In it.
Damn it. All right, hold on. Give me a second.
He like has. It looks like he once had dreadlocks and then decided to wrap them up over his head. It's very weird. Tennessee and he's bug-eyed and shit. Like, come on
Yeah,
now.
look at this guy.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
He lied on a 4473.
Wait, so this is actually like a law now. Lie and try.
Mm-hmm.
So he faces federal charges for a lie and try style gun purchase at Walmart.
yeah.
Kari, whatever, allegedly failed 2 background checks while attempting to
listen
buy.
to this. His name is Kari Malak Whitehead. Are you sure that's his real name?
Would you hand that motherfucker a gun?
Hell no.
Yeah, if Antifa was like attacking or something like that, and we had to take up arms, I would look at that motherfucker and be like, "Nah, you're on their side, ain't you? You're with them, right? You're Antifa."
Right. Okay, I'm gonna stop screen sharing. This might be scaring, Travis or something.
Yeah. So, but I don't get this though. So he got denied. So he failed 2 background checks while attempting to buy a semi-auto rifle that could hold a lot of bullets.
A lot of bullets.
At a Walmart in Nashville near the suburb of Laverne.
All right. Hang on. I want to clarify something here right now. What he was attempting to buy had to be a 22. Because that's the only fucking semi-autos Walmart sells.
And I've seen some
lever action,
semi-autos. Yeah, I've seen some semi-auto Mossbergs up there, some shotguns and shit.
Yeah, they've got those too.
Are they rifle?
Okay, point proven. Rutherford County judicial official committed Whitehead for a mental health evaluation in December after a family member reported his disturbing behavior to Metro Nashville Popo. The unidentified family member told law enforcement in November Whitehead became radicalized after watching ISIS propaganda videos on the fucking internet and often lamented white people are going to get it.
Well, now you know why his hair's like it is.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
It was probably in the turban pre picture.
Pre-turban hair.
I hate having
Post-turban hair. There you go.
I hate having turban hair. It always fucks up my lining.
Jimmy, you have to have enough hair to have that.
Yeah, whatever. Fuck you. You gotta run, steal my thunder. So yeah, he did
Technically, the
that.
barber stole it, but we're splitting hairs.
Oh, and this fucking this model citizen here was also a felon for felony assault charges for brandishing an inert grenade.
In a crowded downtown nightclub.
Charges don't make you a felon. Convictions make you a felon.
Well, yeah, okay. You're right. I apologize. False information. But he was charged, and he was convicted as a result of it was unclear if he was convicted as a result of the incident. Okay. Federal authorities arrested Whitehead Friday for intentionally making a false statement in connection with attempted purchase of a firearm. He faces up to a decade behind bars and possible $250,000 fine. It comes days after his arrest. The rest comes.
On this point, at least they're doing something. Granted, they're not doing everything we like, and I understand that. But I do believe that, you know, if they're a criminal and they actually do fill out that form and they try and buy something and get denied, you know, they should be gone after anyways because they're already a criminal.
Now, should they be gone after and charged, or charged in whatever, just for doing it, or should there be some sort of an investigation and see, like, was this done out of ignorance? Was this done maliciously?
There probably should be an investigation first before they do anything else. But if they're trying to buy a gun, you know, I don't know. How do you want them? How would you like the law enforcement to proceed as far as this? Because they're going to hold them regardless.
Yeah, that's true. Like, okay, hold them. But if it's a guy that's a habitual criminal, right, repeat offender, not gonna fucking stop doing crime, just got out of the joint a couple months ago, yes, immediately that motherfucker should be held and investigated.
Well, this guy sounds like a repeat offender. So
right, yeah. But now I'm saying on a flip side though, say if you, like, we had that one question a while back on Ask Gun Questions. Right. Where the guy had like a pot felony from the 70s and hasn't committed a crime since. Now, if that guy went in and bought a gun and the cops came and, they were able to look up his background, he hasn't had any crimes committed in however long or whatever, I don't know if that guy should even be held. That was just ignorance on his part, or he thought he was
No, it
good.
wasn't. It's, if you've had a fucking felony.
Right.
Right, but how does he necessarily know that the felony is still there, or that it even matters for?
This is America.
Yeah, your felony is there until you're good enough to possibly get it expunged. But in some cases, in some felonies, you can't get those expunged.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm trying to play devil's advocate in a way, but I mean, like, there's
this.
Yeah.
If you've committed a felony, you can't own a fucking gun unless you go through all the hoops of getting the thing expunged.
And but here's the thing: there are some crimes that you can't get expunged. So
yeah,
but that doesn't matter. I mean, you still have committed a felony, and you know that.
Right. I'm not arguing on that.
When they started adding misdemeanor shit to it, and I take exception to that. Because that ain't the way this is supposed to work.
Well, what about the misdemeanor domestic violence?
That's what I'm talking about. That should not forbid you from owning a gun. If they want to make domestic violence a crime to prevent you from owning a gun, make it a fucking felony.
Yeah, I never understood that anyway. Like, why the fuck didn't they it's just not a felony? I don't know. I don't get it. But it is what it is. Whatever.
Because you're just lying on a form. You're not killing anybody. You're not robbing anyone at gunpoint.
Lying.
I'm talking about domestic violence.
Oh.
But yeah,
lying on a federal form is a felony.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they said that they'd get the guy after fucking 10 years.
Yeah, that's a.
That has to be felony time. Has to be shit.
The domestic violence being a felony, part of it is due to the sentencing parameters of it. It's not sentenciable at this point along the lines of what other felonies are. So unless they're really wanting to stiffen the sentence, which I'm all for.
Right.
If you smack your old lady, you should be fucking killed, you stupid prick. But there should be hard parameters to it too. Unless there's actual physical contact, it's not domestic violence. If you get mad and punch a hole through the fucking wall, that ain't violent. Domestic violence, that's just damaging your fucking house.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's bullshit. Yeah.
I mean, it's your property. Do with it as you want. If you're gonna tear it up, you have the right to tear it up, but you also have to fix what you tore up.
In the 36 plus years I've been married, I've only done that one time. I've only been that mad at my old lady once. I don't even remember why.
Yeah. I don't know. I remember like when I was a kid, right? They always told me when I was in the group home and shit, we had like a little like workout area that you could walk to, and they were like, if you ever get mad or you got to like work something out, go hit a punching bag. So I mean that's like hit a wall real quick. I don't know. Like okay, I hit the wall. I'm fine now. Fuck you. I'm
Same
still
idea.
mad, but
What I did was I punched a fucking door frame, and it's
you'll
got
never do that again.
round trim around it, and I punched it hard enough to break the fucking trim.
Yeah.
So I was pretty pissed off, but immediately I realized that I'd made a drastic fucking mistake.
Yes. That would be the last time I ever hit a wall, but mine wasn't a door frame. I hit a stud.
Same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. I'd figure the door frame, since it's rounded off a little bit more, would hurt more on your knuckles probably, but yeah.
I don't
pretty
know.
much.
It didn't hurt when I did it. It was about 3 minutes or so later.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it never hurts when you do it. You see that bruised skin and your little fucking blood coming out. It doesn't hurt, but then it's like, yeah, it kicks in.
But
in the morning, it hurts worse.
I couldn't go to the hospital and have it checked out because that would me admitting I did something stupid.
Yeah.
I don't know the old lady ever realized I actually hurt my hand because I just went back to my room and stayed there. But my daughter when I did that, she jumped up to get between me and her mother, which kind of surprised me.
How old was she?
Got she 19, 18 or 19.
Oh, okay.
Maybe younger than that, maybe 15. She would have still been in high school. And I don't remember what the hell I was pissed off about, to be honest with you. It was something stupid, I'm sure. Because her and I don't argue hardly ever. She's probably bitching at me for buying a gun or some stupid shit like that. I wish I could remember now because I know it was something ignorant on my part.
Well, last time I did it, I know I was in my 20s and it was probably something stupid. I don't know. Every time I get mad, I forget.
And it brings me back to the girls' chat here. It's interesting to think or see how women think when they're amongst themselves about guns.
Yeah.
Some of them I get because my old ladies like them, or they like to be competitive with it. My old lady can shoot. I mean, she was always really fucking good at trap, better than me, but I wouldn't say that when she's around. And like I said, she took that fucking Phoenix with that little 3-inch barrel, and it didn't even have the sight blaze orange like I did the long barrel. And she was grouping like, it was probably 4-inch group at 10 yards with that little prick. And I didn't see anybody else ever shoot that gun that good with that short barrel. And she kept all the shots she shot out of that Colt on the paper at 15. Or that Remington, or Uberti shit. 45 Colt caliber. And she liked that. Because we was discussing that last night. She said, I like that Dirty Harry gun. I said, that ain't really a Dirty Harry gun. That's more like, High Plains Drifter. That the Dirty Harry gun I wouldn't give you because it's way too fucking powerful. Even though I got loads that aren't. I'm going to take it next time we go. I think we're going to go Thursday. And I'm going to take
let her try one.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll put light loads in it so it doesn't kick too bad.
Yeah, I got Tammy to shoot the fucking. It was a really, 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 really soft fucking 454, but I got her to shoot something other than the 45 though.
Well, I don't load anything super soft.
No, this
Anything
one I did. This one would almost, I guess it would be considered like almost cowboy fucking load, you know? Practice load.
Anything I load is going to be close to 1,000 feet per second at minimum.
Or
Uh, just,
it was
I've
a
actually-
454, so it was still smoking, I'm sure, but it was handled. It was manageable.
I actually have found a loading I think I'm going to use on both guns, and that's 6 grains of tight group or trail boss, probably trail boss, and 5.5 of a tight group. And 44 and 45 both. It's acceptable load to shoot, accurate enough, still hot enough to knock reactive targets over. Either you got the microwave done or garbage truck is backing up to your door.
Not microwaves done. But yeah, Vanessa was saying some previous crimes that are legal, now the government does remove from people. Now, is there a process behind that?
What do they
I know
mean,
in
like
California-
jaywalking or something?
No.
Like in states that have legalized marijuana, they go back and expunge everybody who committed, possession of marijuana or shit like that.
It's only legal.
Or-
It's only legal state. It's not legal federal.
I'm not
Well, yeah,
talking
but
about that part.
That's what we're talking about, the state.
How they're expunging that particular crime from your record because it's no longer a crime.
In certain states, yeah.
I still think the felony stuff hangs over you. That's what
No,
they're discussing
because
right now.
Well, from what I understand in California,
I'll be right
since
back.
they changed the whole, giving people AIDS is only a misdemeanor now, that I think that type of shit has changed. And then the same thing where they made, if you rape somebody when they're asleep, it's not a violent rape, so it's not considered a violent crime anymore. So those criminals should be able to buy guns now, right?
I don't know.
I would think so. I mean, if they're
I don't look to California to be the example of anything except for stupid.
well, no, these are both horrible things that they decided to enact. I'm kind of being facetious, but yeah.
I haven't known of any felonies yet that have been where they've made the law not a felony anymore, and it's been backdated to cover people previously convicted of felony. I'm not saying it don't happen. I have not heard of it.
And the only ones that I heard of the felonies are the ones that I said, like California.
Well, you can't use California as an example because they're fucking morons out there, evidently.
Yeah,
I
they're
don't know
morons
what
out
they're
there, but
trying to accomplish.
well, they're morons out there. A fucking a leftist utopia of I don't retardopia. I don't know what the fuck they're doing, but I
You
do
can
know.
knock a chick out and rape her and get a slap on the hand.
Yeah, it's not violent. But my point is that a few months ago, maybe even a year ago, we were saying the same exact fucking thing about gun laws. Oh, don't worry about who cares about what's going on in California? There's no way nobody else in the United States will do what they're doing.
I haven't said that.
Well, no, I'm not saying you personally. I'm just saying we've had discussions along those lines before.
But what I'm getting at is I wouldn't use California as an example of how to do law because they're fucked.
No,
I'm sure that bill on the knocking them out and raping them is the Bill Cosby plan.
Yeah, so he didn't have to go to jail. Like we'll change this so the cause is free.
Yeah, maybe knock him out. Here, honey, you want some tequila? Fuck it, let me use this needle with some pentothal in it or something.
Yeah, well, yeah, Vanessa was saying too, for the AIDS situation, it's still a crime to try and infect other people with AIDS, but California changed it from a felony to a misdemeanor.
Well, AIDS is not an immediate death sentence.
I don't care. What if you don't got money to afford the fucking Magic Johnson milkshake or whatever, and you're fucking just SOL? Like, hey, you got the AIDS, kid. Good luck. Don't get pneumonia. Get the fuck out of here.
No, in California, they'll give it to you. That's utopia.
Like, you just might as well have that. They instead of Hawaii, you land there and they give you a lay and shit, and fucking
Land in
California, they got a
get
needle.
AIDS.
Here's a little bit of the
Scratch
AIDS.
that
Welcome to
motherfucker
California.
off my vacation plans. I ain't going no farther west than fucking Oklahoma, thank you.
Vanessa asked, do you think people are not actively fighting against these bills in, let's say, Connecticut or California? I don't think that I wouldn't say that there's not people doing it at all, but I would say that we don't have the numbers in this fight. And that's not even just secluding Connecticut or California. Now, this is, of course, just my opinion.
What I'm going to say on a place like Connecticut, where Healy's fucking the people over, is that the people are going to have to do something drastic. They're going to have to go out in mass to affect change. Because, this bitch thinks she's fucking ruler.
I have no idea what the HIV things cost. That's why I don't know. I know the only person that I've ever heard of surviving that shit was Magic Johnson. And I know that he's a millionaire. So I'm assuming that his milkshakes aren't fucking cheap.
Well, most likely he don't have AIDS. He just said that to get sympathy and money.
That's also a possibility.
I've thought about that a couple of times, What if this fucker is faking it? Because, he's never, looked sick at all.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and that's my point, is that I'm saying it's still a death sentence. Like there's no way that they're gonna, if they're poor and contracted AIDS from somebody, that motherfucker just got killed.
And I'm not disputing it. It should be a fucking felony. Firing squad offense to knowingly do it.
That's like the word. That's some underhanded, devious ass fucking, that's some fucked up shit.
And the slimy son bitch who does that, or bitch, whichever the case may be, should be killed.
Yeah, I know. And she was saying plenty of people have AIDS and survive today. I understand that. It's not like an epidemic like it was in the 80s and shit, but nonetheless, man, I still think that's some fucking foul shit. That's definitely, if felonious, or not felonious, but if that was definitely a fucking something that should be a felony, murder, rape, and giving people AIDS should be the top fucking 3.
What would they fucking do if you started throwing fucking fleas infected with black plague around?
Yeah, people survived the Black Plague. I don't know.
Bubonic plague, if you want the true name. You think they'd say, "Oh well, that's okay. We'll, let slide. $25 fine."
Yeah, that's something like the bill. The health. I don't know, man. That would. That's crazy.
All right, I'll be right back. I need a refill.
That's all right. I'm running out of shit to say anyway. If you guys couldn't notice. And I do have a tasty treat ready. Speaking of that, Knives has a fucking lobby ready, a breakfast brunch lobby. Only rich people can prevent HIV from turning into AIDS. See, I don't know if that's necessarily for sure fact, but I know that shit is expensive as the fuck. And I know there's no way that, you know, a motherfucker is gonna be able to get through that shit free, like of cost. Rattlesnake? People doing poppers and similar drugs lowers their immune system. Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. Rattlesnake? What about knowing infecting folks with Hep C? Same difference? Well, I don't know. I'm not familiarized really with either disease that much, but I don't know. I know Hep C is something that you keep for life, right? But I don't know if does it kill you? Well, you don't die from AIDS either. I mean, you die from low immune, you know, whatever. Your immune system being all fucked and catching a cold or some shit could kill you. Most insurances cover some meds one needs is not covered, but it is the only drug to take. Damn, I'm jealous of Steadily. He's with two Romanian girls, AK1 and AK2. Hopefully they don't have HIV. And you're not in California. What's up, Scott? Hep C causes disease and death 20 years later too. Oh, okay. Yeah, see. I guess. I don't fucking know. Doctor channels. I don't know. I mean, I just think that's some fucked up shit. Morally, nobody should sneak around and say, you know, if you got a disease, you got a disease. That's it. You got to, you know, be upfront with it. Period. Legally, I don't know. Whatever. But morally, that's just my opinion. You're a fucking asshole if you do that shit. Boom. Lady boys in Las Vegas. What? What's HIV? I don't know. I had a joke there, but it's super inappropriate, so I'm not. That's it. Let's see what else we got here in updates. Oh yeah, Monday wasn't what's up, Dead Horse 2, by the way. Wasn't let's see here. There it is. Boom. Let's see if we got any updates. You're what?
I am back. What's going on?
Nothing. I'm looking for update from Arizona.
Buzzing fucking phones, all I've heard.
Well, motherfucker, I thought you were gone and you wasn't saying nothing, so I don't know. Figured that was my chance to go look some shit up. Arizona's GOP governor proposes tool to take guns away from potential school shooters 0 minutes ago.
Jimmy, get on that.
Yeah, I have been.
What tool?
Citing lessons learned from the nation's deadliest school shootings, Governor Doug Ducey released a plan Monday aimed at preventing a similar mass killings in Arizona. Democrats say the plan doesn't go far enough. It could also face hurdles with some conservative state lawmakers who generally support looser gun laws. Ducey wants to tighten gun laws by keeping firearms out of the hands of threatening individuals and improve student safety by putting more counselors and more police officers inside of schools. His plan comes amid intense pressure by students and gun control advocates. Yeah, because little fucking 15-year-olds are putting so much pressure. The heat is on, Ducey.
So when has it become when has it become a situation where the voices of those that can't even legally vote outweigh the voices of those that can.
Today, it's right now. It's happening.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be.
They shouldn't listen to people who can't vote. They should only listen to people who do vote.
That's what I'm saying. Like the pressure, really? What pressure? Their parents might not vote for you or what? I don't know. Let's see here. Will advocates accept this plan? Ducey, a Republican who was seeking re-election this year, has found himself in the center of a polarizing debate, one that will surely intensify this week as Democrats say his plan still falls short because it doesn't include universal background checks to close the so-called gun show loophole tour
Fucking
gun
tell
show
you
loophole.
that Democrats are going to say it falls short until it includes a ban on every fucking gun there is.
Well, they want to get rid of private sales. That's their goal out here anyway. He also faces pressure from the political right, from gun rights advocates who say restrictions on gun owners will never prevent criminals or those who seek to harm others from breaking the law. The centerpiece of Ducey's highly anticipated plan is a proposed law that would allow courts to impose restraining orders to keep guns away from people who threaten to harm themselves or others. The governor does not believe that people who are a threat should have weapons. This is a tool that we think can really be, this is Ducey's spokesman. This is a tool that we think can be really effective and actually in many respects is more aggressive than what you've seen in other states. Keeping guns from threatening people. I want to see what the fuck. Law enforcement and immediate family members, could petition a court. Okay, this is important. Law enforcement, immediate family members, school administrators, teachers, resident advisors, social workers, or counselors could petition a court to evaluate if someone is a danger to themselves or others. If a judge determines there is adequate proof, the person would face mental health evaluation and be temporarily prohibited from buying or keeping a gun. Ducey's advisors said such orders could have prevented some of the country's most horrific mass shootings.
No, they couldn't have because they fucking miss it. You want to prevent as many of these as possible. Make sure that these fuckers realize that when they attempt to do this, they're going to end up dead. Period.
This is so fucking dumb.
If you walk into this school and start to try to shoot people, somebody's going to be there and fucking kill you.
So, a good thing out of this, no call for universal background checks. Meanwhile, Democrat leaders and Arizona legislator oppose governor's plan because it does not address the gun show loophole that allows people to buy a gun without background checks. The loophole that allows private parties to sell guns without running a background check, as licensed gun dealers are required to do.
Wait a minute here. Now, these last 4 prominent shootings, you know, be it Vegas, Texas, Pulse, and the Parkland, each one of these people went in and did their background check, did they not?
Yep.
So what the fuck is the point? It's not the people that are getting them at the fucking parking lot of the gun show that's doing these things.
It's one of the main things that's out here that the Democrats have been bitching about the longest. And it's just so they can make sure that everybody, like I've been saying, if motherfuckers think that something from a 4473 that you fill out isn't archived somewhere and not in a big garbage storage container somewhere, like digitally where they can access it quick. I don't know what to tell you. Because that's what I think. And that's what they want to do out here. And that's what they want to do out here. They want to make sure that there's a piece of paper that's behind every single fucking gun.
If you think there ain't a fucking firearms database in our federal government somewhere, you are
Crazy.
deluded, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, even Arizona, we're not even no one's safe, man, right
No
now
one's
from this
safe.
gun legislation.
I'll
Sure.
guarantee you that Walmart is, and any place that's doing it with computers is really likely to be getting your information to the government far more effectively than the paper forms.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm telling you that everybody that every local that I've been to within the from 2017, the whole 2017, everybody has went digital. Everybody's on computers now. You fill out the form, the paperwork form still, but they type everything into the computer and send it instead of making that phone call. At least out of 4 places that I've been at this past year.
See, Walmart types everything into the computer and they do that part. Plus, they make a phone call to our state police.
Oh, so they're just skipping a step.
No, they're adding a step.
Oh. I
They
thought you said
send
they don't do the paperwork.
They do the 4473 online. And then they call our state police.
Oh. See, what we do, what I've had to do out here is fill out the 4473, then give it to them, then they put the information in the computer, and then you wait about 5 minutes.
Oh, well, at a Walmart, you fill out the 4473 right on the computer.
I imagine that's easier for them to do than having to copy out the info.
It's easier for them, but not for me.
Yeah, well, that's the point. I'm saying it's easier for them to, get the government the information.
That's where I was going. Government probably gets it as you type it in.
Yeah, they're following all your keystroke and shit. Yeah, motherfuckers. We got any updates from Illinois yet? Nothing.
I haven't heard anything yet. Today's election day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So they're not gonna hear nothing anyway right now. Yeah.
Probably not.
That'd be some dirty fucking shit if all of a sudden like Rauner just passes some shit election night.
Well, I
You
don't
hear about
think
it tomorrow?
Reimer's gonna be a big problem.
I don't think he has the balls for that.
Well, you say that like you do have a problem though. Are you worried about, or are you talking about like Cook County and all that kind of shit is gonna go crazy?
No. I don't. This is a primary.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Never mind.
This will be the end of a bunch of fucking political ads, and it'll just be 2 instead of the 6 fucking Democrats that are trying to become governor.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know what? I was gonna say too. I was gonna put a bunch of shit on the Twitter, but if Oz, do me a favor if you get the chance, and I know you probably already have before, but just email me something like whatever. Email me at the Early Watch AZ because I went to go fill out the email yesterday, and I was like responding and shit, and I put all the emails in there, and I tried to type in your email, and I know it was like something. And I started it off with what I thought it was, and it didn't pop up. So I think I've only emailed you through the regular email. So if you get the chance to email me, so I got it. It's such a pain in the fucking balls to do everything on the phone. So appreciate it. Thank you. My bad.
Who needs to email you?
Oz.
Okay.
Mike Ozzy Osbourne. if he gets a chance. I sent you that email yesterday. Oh yeah, shit. Before we wrap up, please. So I sent the email out to all the early watches yesterday. Whatever. To all the different early watch states. What are we gonna do about this show? And do we want to do it? Everybody seems pretty interested in it. About I'm not saying Night Strike has to run or anybody has to run it per se. But when would be a good day to run this fucking show? I've gotten a couple of responses that evening is better.
At least a week
some.
or so in advance so we can advertise it.
Right. I'm not
That's what I'm
opposed to
saying.
running the show, period. Just saying.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm thinking about doing it next week, either Tuesday or Wednesday. But I don't know what's good with everybody because I know a lot of us work and all of us work at different times. So
I don't need to be here for it anyway. I mean, I will.
I mean, not necessarily, but it would be. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It would be cool, and really, none of us need to be there. If everybody just emailed me an update or something, I could just get on there and read it. But I think it'd be cool for all of us
I
to
wanted
get
to
together.
talk about how to set all this shit up and all the stuff. And
Yeah.
try to get an idea of what we're hoping to achieve, which we're achieving both things that you and I talked about wanting. And, even though we were disagreeing on that when we were talking about it, it's still, part of what's going to happen. They're going to do research for us, whether they do it knowingly or not, that we aren't going to do because it's not our state. Some of the stuff
Well,
is going
and it's so hard. I mean, look at how much we've been bombarded with shit, man. I mean, it's so hard to keep up with everything there.
Well, yeah, and I'm primarily concerned with Illinois because we're such a fucking left-leaning state.
Yeah.
So I'm not going around looking at even shit that's happening right around me. Which,
Well, that's the thing too. Like, I mean, they're attacking we're all under attack right now. That's the thing. We're all under attack right now, and there's got to be something behind that.
well, it's opportunity.
Yeah, but I'm saying like watch federally or something. If every single state is under attack and they're all having to worry about themselves, which, I mean, it's still causing division in a way.
No, what it is seizing opportunity is what it is. They found something that works well, and they're going to make the most of this opportunity. Talk to these fucking kids out there. That works.
You're right. Okay, and I hear you on that. But check it out though. If that was the case, which I mean, I don't disagree with you. But if that was fully the case, then why didn't they just hit federally? Why are they doing all the fucking states like they're doing? And
Because the people in the states don't think anything's going to happen federally.
That's my point, is that we're all looking at all the state shit that's going down, and then some federal shit is gonna get fucking swept up.
We're not thinking that shit won't happen federally. The people that are doing this at the state level are thinking that way. The antis, because nothing has got done any other time.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. So they're thinking nothing's gonna get done, so they're jumping on the fucking bandwagon first.
This thing started with Bloomberg several years ago.
Oh yeah.
And they
And what's
see
the-
that they're more effective on state level than they are on federal. So
And what's that director dude too? That's when all this shit started. More, right?
fat fuck.
Yeah. That was funny too. Like a couple weeks ago, he was spotted at a fucking some like communist fucking little get together and shit, and he was there. Little prick. But yeah. So I don't know. I'm not even at the shit. I should probably go over to the YouTube. I'm not even at the comments right now. So yeah, anybody that has any input on a fucking good day. I'm thinking Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm thinking sometime in the evening, early evening. Hopefully, we can get that done so we can all be there. But my goal would be all of us be there. Not on a mandatory kind of thing, but on like I just think it would be neat if we were all there.
Well, then
I
we
mean, of
need
course,
to,
like we were saying, I could spit out an update in 20 minutes. That ain't shit, and I could tell everybody how to do it in a couple.
we need
Right.
to send an email to all the 9 or 10 early watchers that are doing the thing for us already to see when's good for them.
We got
Those
right now.
ones
We
here.
had nine, and then South Carolina and so 11 now, including me and you. And Nice Strike, yeah, snap.
Yeah. Early watch South Carolina's me. So
Yep. So if anybody has any South Carolina news, feel free to bug Night Strike.
yeah, if you see any South Carolina news, let me know. I'll try and keep on top of it. But
And what I really, oh my bad, go ahead.
but all I have to say, Patriot in the Dark, go fuck yourself. I punched up, so where the fuck are you?
Where you at? But and another thing that I thought was real neat, I don't know if you remember, Tone, but when G-Webs was on here talking about like a scoreboard type of thing, I think that would be, I want to make another sheet on that spreadsheet, like make another page and make like a scoreboard. That'd be fucking neat. Like have all our wins and all of our losses on each state.
Great. I just found the link and put that on my desktop this morning. So at some point, I'll
Did you? Okay.
at it.
Yeah, and anybody else that has it too. I mean, this goes out to anybody that has access to the sheet, which is all of you, all the early watch. Put whatever the fuck you want in there. If you think I don't know, you think it might not belong there or whatever, it don't matter. Put it up there. If it has something to do with your state and it has something to do with guns, put it up there. Even if it's good news, it doesn't have to be all doom and gloom. I like good news.
God, please put the good news up there.
Please.
We need good news to outweigh the bad news. So if you've got anything, let us know.
Yeah.
God, how
And,
gloomy is it that the fucking Arizona Republican governor is looking to do some enhancement of their gun control? Fuck.
Yeah, when you think everything's good and shit. You guys witnessed it, that awkward moment when you think everything's good and find out that it's fucking not. You heard me. You heard it happen here, folks.
Yep, pretty
Yeah, so
soon
I'm shooting-
Arizona making Illinois look free.
Yeah, right. And that's when I moved back. But but yeah, I don't know. I'm shooting. I'll send out an email today. Shooting for Tuesday or Wednesday. Still don't have a time, so we'll maybe figure that out in the email off air or something like that. So
We're gonna have to find time when there ain't another show on.
yeah, no shit, right? That's awesome too, though. That's awesome that there's so many fucking shows on now. That's really cool. That's all I got. You guys got anything else you want to?
Somebody who would allow us to usurp their show slot.
Yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
right. That.
So you guys want to kill it now then?
I got nothing else.
Can't manage to fill in 7 fucking minutes.
If you want to fill in 7 fucking minutes, we'll fill in 7 fucking minutes to make you fucking happy.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. We can go for another hour. I just don't got nothing else.
Code 102s are strong today.
Yes. What is that?
Cursing.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
I seen a thing where Facebook was going to start hacking people, not hacking, but hitting people's accounts when they use foul language. I'm like, that's got to be fake.
Fuck Facebook. You know what I heard about Facebook is that they're fucking losing money hand over fist right now. I think they're up to like $10 a stock, or they lost $10 a share, something, one or the other.
Oh, yeah, because this guy's coming out spitting all kinds of bullshit. And you can tell he's fucking full of shit because he's throwing everything under the bus, ties with Russia, all of it. Jesus Christ, buddy.
Hey, I found it. Oh, you guys watch? You ever watch? I know Tony, you probably don't with the whole YouTube stuff, but do you guys ever seen Mark Dice or watched any of his shit?
Not that I can remember.
Okay, well, if you get a chance to surf YouTube, check him. Check Mark Dice. He's pretty funny. He's a pundit, conservative more or less leaning. And there was a thing that he put out like last week, and it was the DNC finally found Russian collusion, and they were trying to use a fucking game that somebody invented. So what the game was there's 3 levels. The first level is like you help Hillary rig all the voting boxes, right? So you got to like go back and forth and like put all these things in different boxes and rig voting boxes as Hillary. And then and then the second round there was like fucking I think it was like aliens and Illuminati shit or whatever the fuck, and you had to prove a conspiracy or something like that. And then like the third one, the last level was that you had to help Hillary throw the Constitution as far as she could, and that and that was the DNC's like proof that there was Russian collusion. That's the only proof that they could find and shit. It was kind of funny. It was a Facebook game. I wish that game existed. I'd play the fuck out of it. I'd have that app.
Wow.
Help Hillary throw the Bill of Rights.
Don't know what to say there.
Yeah, I'd play it.
So
I ain't playing with nothing with Hillary.
Oh, please. That's a real woman right there.
yeah, one that can't stand up straight. She's always falling down.
Well, that's just problems with her lizardian blood.
Yeah, it's too hot out there.
She ain't got the dragon blood. And iguana ain't quite the same thing.
And she's got no tiger blood.
She's RH positive instead of negative. Snap, medical joke.
BS positive.
Where the fuck?
I think that's a requirement to be a politician anymore.
We must major in bullshit. Major in major bullshit.
You must have majored in at least the creative writing course.
If you can't make up a story about a school shooting, then you can't be a politician.
If you can't lie without grinning. That's a game we ought to make up. You can't be a politician.
Can we just sit there and lie to each other, and whoever smiles first loses? Oh shit! Has it been 7 minutes? No, there's still 3 minutes left.
We still got 3 minutes left, so.
Hey, how many states is Ace Hardware still prevalent in guns and ammo in a lot of states, or has that stopped in a lot of states?
I don't recall seeing a gun in any Ace Hardwares around here. There is a couple of Aces.
My local does guns and ammo, where I get some of my ammo from, because I don't always want to go to Walmart to get it.
Yeah, see, in Illinois, never once, right? Out here in Arizona, I've already been to fucking like 4. I don't know if you guys remember Priest, but he told me about one, and I'm like, no fucking way. Ace Hardware had, what is this, 1930s and shit? But yeah, apparently they're everywhere, and I didn't know.
I don't recall any department type stores like that, like little hardware stores selling guns since, back when we had a Western Auto here. That wasn't a car parts place. It was a fucking variety store. Go up there and buy your Tonka trucks and your Marlin rifle.
Yeah, like actually, if you're in the Phoenix area, a fucking yeah, Ace Hardware has like the best deals on Glocks. They're like 400 something bucks for Gen 4s. I'm just fucking shocked. I'm not telling anybody which one. You got to find it yourself, but
Because Jimmy's all inclusive like that.
In Phoenix area.
yeah. I don't want I don't want everybody to come and buy all the Glocks that I might want to buy one day maybe.
Well, you know,
If I do want to buy them, I'd like them to be there for me to have that option.
You need to be thinking about selling or pawning one, you motherfucker, to get to Tulsa.
yeah, you
Or-
better get your ass to Tulsa so we can do the early watch from Tulsa. I know I'll still end up hosting it, but what the fuck? I give up.
No, I could bring
Well,
a laptop.
I've got
a
a
laptop, and he should be able to host on the free Wi-Fi at the hotel
Yeah.
or
He should be.
McDonald's.
Yeah.
He should be. Whether Jimmy does is another question.
Has anybody questioned this hotel and their policy about guns?
No.
No.
But
Maybe Cycle has.
just, I would talk to Cycle Camp about it. But I'm not bringing any firearms with me. I may bring some. If I see anything that I can actually afford at Tulsa, I might buy one and have it sent home.
You don't have to have it sent home if it's a long gun.
I thought that was only if you were in a adjacent state.
Well, I know there's no way in fuck, even if I was a goddamn thousandaire, I wouldn't have a fucking $70, $80 a night fucking room. I can't do that. My brain won't let me do that.
Jimmy, you can just stay with me.
So,
Nice guy's gonna let you sleep on the fucking couch.
It's
yeah, that's what I was saying.
It's a pull-out bed couch.
Yeah, I'll take that for sure. Get like
If you're
15
a
bucks.
coward, if you're a coward and don't want to come, send your old lady, and I'll make her feel welcome.
She might go. I don't know.
I mean, I got my old lady with me, so that's not a. It's not where you think I was going. I promise you that.
So he says.
Whatever.
My old lady's not that sharing.
The sharing is caring. I heard that on a TV show one day. Yeah, we're done. Are we done?
I think we're done.
Went completely through my ammo stash
So,
yesterday and counted them.
yeah. All right. Well, I'm just want to let everyone know. I'll probably do a video on it later and put it on Indiegogo. But Night Strike has a place to stay. He's going to Tulsa. He's got the plane ticket. He's got the reservation for the hotel done. I will be in Tulsa from the 4th to the 9th. Cheapest airplane ticket I can get. So there you go. Tony's going to be there. Tony, when are you going to be in Tulsa?
Either the 5th or the 6th, probably the 6th.
6.
And it may, if I have to take my dad down to Harristown, whatever the fuck it is in Arkansas, it'll be late on the Friday, later that I come in.
All right.
I'm hoping to get down there Thursday, but I need to get a hold of my dad today and get an answer one way or another from him, because if he don't go, then I want to leave Wednesday night and get down there Thursday morning so I can do the range day.
Okay.
But I don't know. I got to get a hold of my dad. I think tomorrow is the last day you can reserve a room.
Studley
and
was
I've got it.
asking Oh, my bad. Steadily was asking who has early watch Missouri. It's Steve.
All right. We got an early watch Missouri. Nice.
No, it's been there for a while. He was just asking who ran it.
That's Steve Johnson, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I forget. Well, yeah, we do have a couple of Steves hanging around, don't we? Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
But
So,
I need to get with my dad, find out and call, because I've reserved the room for Friday night and Saturday night, and I'm sure that it's going to be open on Thursday night because nobody's going to reserve a room for a couple of days and then have to move on the weekend. But I still want to find out and change reservation if I can. Otherwise, me and the old lady would probably bunk in the Suburban if nothing else. I'm going to take the stuff to do so.
nice. Jimmy, that means that it's your call. Go pawn a gun. I sold my rifle length AR just so I could have a place to stay in Tulsa. So, because I didn't meet my Indiegogo goal, which I really wanted to meet that goal, but I guess crowdfunding's harder than it's harder. Yeah, yeah.
Word. Just to clarify for the chat out there, though, I don't know what was going on beforehand, so I might be stepping out of my lane here. But 0900 is always AM, and
Yes.
then 2100, 2100 is PM.
Yeah, because it goes 12, then 13.
Yeah. So if
Noon
he said
meeting.
0900, he meant if he said 0900, he meant the AM.
9 a.m., yes.
That's all I want. I just wanted to clarify real quick. Boom.
Uh,
I don't, and I might have been wrong. So you know what I mean? Like I don't know what they were talking about, so I don't know. Might have been talking about the new Mercedes 0900. I don't fucking know. Probably not. I don't think that exists.
managed to save $1,000 back and to go out there on. So that's what we're doing. And the old lady will have her paycheck, which is going to be, I don't know how much that is. She doesn't ever tell me. Probably $700. And I told her to make sure she paid all the bills that she had to pay to save that last check, because if she wanted to buy shit out there, I wasn't buying it for her. Because I only got a couple of grand in the bank, and I'm going to have to pay bills too. So,
All right, it's 12:07, so we're gonna kill it.
7 minutes. So we went 14 minutes instead of 7. God damn.
Yeah, we did it. But Jimmy, you're going to Tulsa. Even if we have to, have Jew abduct you and pull you behind the van.
so it would be better for you to make arrangements, because that walk back is going to suck.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. He's going east after that. So I'm not. I'm not going east after that.
Right.
Really try some bitch coming from California or something.
Yeah. All right, guys. We'll
Right.
see you tomorrow morning. So take it easy. And remember, should not be infringed.
Good day, everybody.
Peace, love, and hair.